Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going deep, deep into a film that really, it just shook everyone when it came out, right? Avengers, Infinity War.
It really did.
I'm sure you've all seen it by now.
Probably a few times.
Yeah. But even still, I think there's so much to unpack here. We can always find more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of layers to this one.
So much going on.
Yeah, and I think what's so interesting about it is that it takes, this huge, sprawling saga with all these characters, all these storylines,
Right.
and it kind of boils it all down to this, really personal story about Thanos
Yeah.
and his, quest for the Infinity Stones. But
Yeah.
then also, it's about the heroes and their relationships and what they're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, totally. And we got to talk about Thanos, right? Like,
Yeah.
he is one of the best, most interesting villains we've seen in a superhero movie, I think. He's not just some, stereotypical power-hungry bad guy.
Right.
He really believes that what he's doing is right.
Yeah, he's convinced that he's saving the universe.
He's saving the universe by wiping out half of it.
Exactly. And it's that moral complexity that makes him so fascinating,
Yeah?
He's got this whole philosophy, this toisted logic that drives him.
It's not just evil for the sake of being evil.
No, not at all.
So, okay, let's break down Thanos a little bit. Let's get into him. When we first meet him in the film, he's already destroyed Xandar.
Right. He's already got the Power Stone.
Got the Power Stone, and he attacks the ship with Thor and the rest of the Asgardians.
And that opening scene, talk about setting the stage, right?
Yeah.
He absolutely demolishes the Hulk, kills Loki.
Yeah.
And Thor is just left, floating in space. It's brutal.
Oh, it's brutal. And you see how powerful Thanos is.
Oh, yeah, right off the bat.
And it's, heartbreaking to watch Thor go through that. He loses everything again.
It's come on, give the guy a break,
Again. And then the Hulk is he's so traumatized.
Yeah. Yeah.
By that fight that he won't come out for the rest of the movie.
Right. He's just nope, I'm done.
Which actually raises some interesting questions, I think, about trauma and, how it affects even the strongest people.
Absolutely. And the film really explores that, the emotional toll that this takes on the heroes.
Yeah.
It's a layer of depth that you don't always see in these kinds of movies.
No, you don't. So meanwhile, back on Earth, Doctor Strange and Wong are they sense something's up.
Yeah, there's this disturbance in the force,
And then boom, Hulk comes crashing through the roof.
right into the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, warning them about Thanos.
It's so cool how they connect those storylines.
It is. The pacing is so good, it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
It's a masterclass in storytelling, really.
It really is.
Yeah.
So you've got the Guardians responding to a distress call from the Asgardian ship.
Right. They find Thor all beat up.
Then you've got Vision, who's hiding out with Wanda, trying to keep the Mind Stone safe.
Right, because they know Thanos is coming for it.
And then there's Cap and his crew.
Still on the run after Civil War.
They're all dealing with this threat in their own way,
But it all comes together. It's all connected.
Yes. So let's talk about the Infinity Stones for a second, because that's what this whole thing is about.
That's Thanos' whole game, yeah.
Right, so he's got the Power Stone.
Right.
Then he needs the Space Stone from the Tesseract.
Which is with Loki, at least at the beginning.
Right, and then he needs the Time Stone.
From Doctor Strange.
From Doctor Strange, and the Mind Stone.
Which is with Vision.
The Reality Stone from the Collector.
And Nowhere, that weird place.
Nowhere, yes. And the Soul Stone, nobody knows where that is.
The most mysterious one of all.
The big mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the way that Thanos goes after each one of these stones,
He's got a plan.
He does. He manipulates people. He manipulates situations. He's like a chess master.
He's playing 4D chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah, and he's ruthless. Remember that scene on Nowhere where he tricks Gamora?
Oh, with the Reality Stone?
With the Reality Stone? He makes her think that she killed him.
It's so messed up.
And you see, oh, this is how far he's willing to go.
He'll do whatever it takes to get those stones.
Even sacrifice the people who cares about, supposedly.
Right, and that brings us to the Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone.
Which requires a sacrifice, a really heavy sacrifice.
And that's how he ends up on Vormir with Red Skull.
Who drops that truth bomb about how to get the Soul Stone?
Who tells him, you got to give up what you love.
That's brutal.
Oh, man. And that scene where Thanos is, wrestling with that decision.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
You can see the pain, but he does it.
He goes through with it.
Yeah, and it shows you, his commitment to this goal,
No matter the cost.
Doesn't matter who gets hurt. He's going to do it.
It's a turning point in the film, for sure. That whole thing with the Soul Stone, that just really brings up some tough questions.
Yeah, definitely. You're really forced to think about what you believe in, right?
About right and wrong, about sacrifice.
Is there ever a situation where it's okay to take a life, even if you think it's for the greater good?
Tough one. Right.
And I think that's what makes Infinity War so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just a mindless action movie.
No, it makes you think.
It's got these deep themes, these moral dilemmas.
And then there's the snap itself.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a moment that changes everything.
Oh, man, when he does it.
It's not just some visual effect. It's like this gut punch.
And then seeing all the heroes, like, disappear.
One by one.
Turning to dust.
The way they handled that was so well done.
He was.
It wasn't over the top or anything.
Oh, sorry.
But you felt the weight of every single loss.
Yeah, like with Spider-Man. Oh, my God.
Oh, Tom Holland, he just killed it in that scene.
Heartbreaking.
The way he's clinging to Tony Stark, I don't want to go.
Ugh. And it's not just about him. It's about, like, the potential, you know?
Right, like the future that's gone.
And we see Gamora in the Soul World.
Yeah.
It's like Thanos is being confronted with what he did.
He sees her again.
Like he's got to face that innocent soul that he sacrificed.
Like he has to realize the true cost.
Yeah. Yeah. And you wonder, is he feeling anything?
I think there's a part of him that is,
Yeah.
even though he's trying to convince himself he did the right thing.
Right.
But he's got to be messed up over that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're left with just a handful of survivors.
The ones who made it through the snap.
Tony and Nebula are stuck on Titan.
Right.
And back on Earth, it's Captain America, Thor, Black Widow.
Bruce Banner, Rocket, Rhodey, Okoye,
A few others.
Maku.
They're the ones who have to pick up the pieces.
It's a heavy burden.
I mean, they lost everything, right?
Jen's family, the whole world's changed.
It's bleak, but there's still that little bit of hope.
Right, that post-credit scene.
With Nick Fury.
Before he fades away.
Manages to send that signal.
Captain Marvel.
It's like, okay, maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, reinforcements are coming.
So we've talked a lot about Thanos, but I got to say,
What?
Josh Brolin, amazing performance.
Oh my God, he was so good.
He really brought Thanos to life.
He gave him depth, you know.
He made you understand him, even sympathize with him a little.
Which is crazy considering what he does.
It's a testament to how good of an actor he is.
And the Russo brothers. I mean, directing a movie like this.
Huge cast.
So many storylines, so much action.
And they nailed it.
They found the balance between the big spectacle
Right.
and the quiet character moments.
It's not just explosions and fights.
No, it's about the characters, too.
You care about them. And the effects, I mean, come on.
Oh, the CGI.
They were incredible.
Blended so well with the practical stuff.
So realistic. But, okay, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things that didn't quite work for me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like that whole Thor going to Nidavellir thing.
To get his new weapon.
Yeah, Stormbreaker. It just felt kind of rushed, you know?
I see what you mean, yeah.
Like they needed to give him something to do.
Like maybe it would have been better in a different movie.
Yeah, or like a separate series or something.
It was cool to look at, but kind of took away from the main story.
And Star-Lord, I get why he did it.
Yeah.
But that whole outburst on Titan.
When he punches Thanos.
It just, I don't know, it felt forced.
I know what you mean.
Like they needed a way for Thanos to win.
Yeah, maybe they could have come up with a different way.
But those are small things, really.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things.
Because overall, Infinity War is just, it's a game changer.
It really is.
It's like they redefined what a superhero movie could be.
They showed that you can have all the action and the spectacle.
Right.
But also have real depth and emotion.
And leave the audience wanting more.
Oh, yeah. That ending.
That cliffhanger.
Talk about leaving you on the edge of your seat.
It was brutal, but it was brilliant.
It was.
It made you feel the loss, the despair.
And it made you desperate to see what happens next.
How are they going to get out of this?
How are they going to beat Thanos?
What's going to happen?
Infinity War was just the beginning.
The first part of the story.
And we knew Endgame was coming.
We couldn't wait to see how it all ended.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about how far we've come, you know?
From that first Iron Man
Yeah.
back in 2008.
To this, it's been one heck of a ride.
It really has.
Infinity War just blew everything wide open.
It's like they spent over a decade building this universe.
Building to this.
Yeah, all these movies, all these characters.
Big stories.
And they all come together in Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate payoff, you know?
It's pretty epic.
It is.
But for all the craziness, all the action, they never lose sight of the characters.
Right, you still care about them.
You see them struggling, you see them hurting.
They're not just superheroes, they're people, you know?
They're people. And they make tough choices. They make sacrifices.
Because they believe in something bigger than themselves.
And that's what I think we connect with.
Yeah, totally.
Like we see ourselves in them in a way.
We all have to make tough choices sometimes.
And Infinity War, it doesn't shy away from those hard questions.
No, it really makes you think.
Like, was Thanos right?
I mean, obviously what he did was horrible.
Yeah.
But he really thought he was saving the universe?
He did, and that's messed up.
It is.
But it makes him a more interesting villain.
Right. He's not just some mustache-twirling bad guy.
No, he's got depth.
He's got layers.
And that ending? I mean, come
Where'd
on.
it go?
Talk about a gut punch, like leaving the theater.
I was stunned. I didn't know what to think.
Nobody knew what was going to happen next.
It was like the world had ended.
And it felt real.
You did. Like, it made it that much more impactful.
You felt that loss.
And despair.
And it made you desperate for answers.
How are they going to fix this?
What's going to happen to everyone?
It was a brilliant move by the filmmakers.
Yeah.
To leave us with that feeling.
Because it kept us talking.
It kept us theorizing.
It made us want to come back for more.
Exactly. And it made Endgame that much more anticipated.
I mean, Infinity War, it wasn't just a movie.
No, it was an event.
It was a phenomena.
It was like a cultural touchstone, you know?
It made us think. It made us feel.
And it brought people together.
Yeah, even if it was just to argue about what happened.
It got people talking, and that's pretty amazing.
It is.
So what did you guys think?
What are your thoughts on Infinity War?
Did you love it? Did you hate it?
Head over to the comments and let us know.
And while you're there,
hit that like button.
Subscribe to the channel.
And ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives.
We've got a lot more movies to talk about.
So much more to explore, so stay tuned.
And keep watching.